Oh, there's more shed. I'm gonna sort this out. I'm actually filming over there at the minute. Good afternoon, good evening. Oh dear. Should have been here about 2 minutes ago, but I had to use the little boys' room. Right. Hello, everybody. How are we all? I hope you got drinks ready. I've only got the one tonight though, because last time I was out here, I had several beers, and then was jumping out the tent every 5 minutes because I needed a toilet. So, cheers, everyone. Incidentally, I may have to jump inside the tent at any given point because rain is sort of threatening. Hi, Stu. Hope you're alright, mate. Cheers, mate. Oh, good evening, good evening, good evening. They said we are going to have rain at 3 o'clock today. Hi, Gillian. I hope you got your cider ready. I've only got the one beer. Last week I was out here. I kind of touched upon it in the video, but I had a few beers and the chick was like, "Oh no, I need to go to the toilet again," and it was pouring down with rain, and yeah, not good in a tent that big. No. Lefty today. Lefty today. I've, I must apologise in advance. I tried to go to bed. HW, hiya, you alright? Hope you've all had a good week. I've not had a bad week. My car passed its MOT, which was good. Apart from the fact I need a new suspension spring, which I sorted out before. Probably all that weight I had with all the camping stuff going in it last year. I'm only on here till 8 o'clock tonight. And there's a good reason. It's because Formula One's on Channel 4 later, and I want to watch that. So, and I've been busy today. So if you know the results, please do not tell me. I got my GoPro over there doing the time lapse as I'm doing this. Yeah. Hello phone. Hello everybody on YouTube. Hello GoPro. Oh dear. Been a busy week. I am shattered. I went to bed last night, couldn't sleep. 2:30 in the morning, I was awake. And I've been non-stop ever since. Hiya Michael. Hope you're alright. Hope you've had a good week. Hope you got a drink. I do enjoy these live feeds, I must admit, I really do. But there's not going to be one next week. I'm just going to take a little bit of a break. I'm feeling a bit burnt out with everything going on at the minute. Mind you, doing, was it 3 videos in a week? So do I. Got a nice pale ale all on me. Nice one, Stu. You know, it's the weekend, isn't it? Gotta let our hair down. Sadly for me, it was a bit too late for that, but yeah. Oh, I must remember my hat tonight because last week I was really, really cold in that Van Gogh Banshee. I thought I was going to have like 2 sleeping bags and that would be fine, and yeah, I was frozen. Cold. I must update my sleep system. I've got so many tents, but just inadequate sleeping system. Yeah, I am so follically challenged, it's unreal. They say grass don't grow on a busy street, which I think is technical. That's my dad's thing because he's bold like me. There you go. Though I did have a wig on earlier this week. That was fun. The video for this, by the way, this morning, I was out here at 7 o'clock in the morning. I was out here in a red pair of shorts, blue top, and I was really cold and I had no sleep during the night. And I could not get my words out for love nor money. I think I was on take 38 by the end of it. There we go. But still no dog. Been up to a kennels today. Well, I've been playing around with GoPro settings and trying new things. Trying out time lapses. They're doing one now. It takes a photo every 30 seconds. 30 frames a second. Yeah. So if you get rain, It'll be fun. I'll have to talk over the time lapse though because I don't have music rights anymore. Because now Epidemic Sound is $15.99 a month. Ouch! It was £10 a month. There's a big crow doing the rounds. Big crow. Ooh, yeah. Lovely April showers, eh? But yeah. What's everyone up to this week? Is anyone having, got any camping plans or doing anything like, even in the garden or anything like that? Is anybody doing anything? It's a bank holiday weekend, so if you're off for an extra night, good one. Let me know what you're up to. Because it'll be interesting. I'm actually thinking about going to a campsite at the end of the month. Your hungover was out in Edinburgh last night. Wow. Do you know, that's a place I'd love to go to. Edinburgh. Looks lovely. I've got to get myself up to Scotland. I've got to do more travelling. Too much Lake District lately. I've got a spider on my phone. Get off. Yeah. I want to go to a campsite for my birthday, which is the end of May. Yes, Michael, it is. It's the Quechua 2 Seconds Easy. It was voted by everyone on the community tab, and it got 44% of the vote, I believe. Yeah, 44%. There was the Quechua 3XL and Quechua Air Seconds 4.1. I did that take so many times, I should know. 38. Too lazy for camping is that I'm getting older. You and me both, mate. You and me both. It's mine. Another month time and I'll be another year older. So, 27th of May, another year older. Oh dear. Never mind. But yeah, there's a place near here that they do wild swimming, and they've also got a campsite called Spring Lakes in Long Eaton. So I'm thinking about going there. Probably camp there for the night. They do wild camping, but you're paying for the privilege, so it's not really wild camping. And I think that's about £10 a night. And they also do campsite camping up to about 4 people. But yeah, I'll probably just take a backpacking tent like the Palace or I don't know, whatever. I'll go up there for a night. It's quite a nice place actually, Spring Lakes in Long Eaton. Yeah, I want to get out. I'm getting sick and tired of looking at the thumbnails and seeing the garden shed and tent on the garden. So I need to go somewhere new. I can't afford to go up to the Lake District. I've just spent 900 quid in the last 3 days of stuff that's not normally coming out of my account. And that's on MOT, paid my GoPro. You're mine now. So yeah, I had to pay a lot of things off. Oh, such is life. But next month I should be back on my feet again. Literally on my feet and running. Then I can start saving up for new camping gear. Hey, can't wait for that. The Jetboil Minimo video I did was literally just like, you know what, I'm going to do this today. I think I did it in the space of an hour and a half. And I was actually down the pub before that. Went down the pub and had a pint. And then went, I'm going to go and make a video. I don't drink too much. Yeah, what was it? So yeah, looking at new camping equipment, stuff I need to buy. Definitely a sleep system. Yeah, kind of like, I was looking at a alcohol stove today. Michael, I dread MOTs, mate. Yeah, MOTs, mate, are the worst. But luckily, I found out I had a headlight bulb out, and I work at night, so I've got to be at work for like 3 o'clock in the morning. So I found out that I had a headlight bulb literally the day before. Had my MOT yesterday, 50 quid. Thank you very much. All done. Passed. Hoorah. But I wouldn't have passed if my headlight bulb had been out. I hate cars. They always go wrong at the worst times. Like going on holiday, great, and then all of a sudden, hey, what's that? Had my ignition. I had to have an ignition barrel, and because I had to go back to the dealership, it cost like £450. Where's the barrel? They need reprogramming that. Yeah, must work hard. I think earn more pennies. So Gillian's hungover. What's everybody else up to? What's everybody doing? It's not really the weather for camping. They did say it was going to rain at 3 o'clock today, and guess what? At 3 o'clock I was sunbathing there. Yeah, I didn't get that one right. But then about 5:30 it did pour rain there. So the rain comes from that direction, usually. Oh yeah. Sleeping out here tonight, Quechua 2 seconds. It's actually a really good tent. It really is. And you will get 2 people in there. And you know what I love about this as well? The ends are actually vertical. They go up about a foot, 18 inches. And then they start to taper in. So you get some tents. And I will name one, the Mango Banshee. I didn't bring it. Oh! Dropped me beer. Oh well, let's drink. Don't spill over. It tapers in quite steeply. So if you've got your head at one end and your feet at the other end, tapers in, you get that rubbing feeling. With this one, same length, no difference. Yeah, I know I spilt a bit. The grass is going to get drunk now. Is that hiccup? Thankfully not a lot. No, Julian, it's a 2-person. You're going to get... You got a vestibule either side. It's not that big, and you will get 2 people in there side by side, but there's not really a lot of room in there. But it goes up in probably under 2 minutes, really. You've got 4 corners and 2 vestibules, so you've got six pegs plus 4 guidelines, so you've got 10 pegs. And all you do is you pull a cord. It's like an umbrella. It literally just pops and it's up, one either side. 10 pegs. The Quechua 2 seconds easy, yes, that's still available now. I can't remember the price off the top of my head, but I think it's about £120. Not suitable for wild camping though. I looked at the weight though. Obviously it's white, so it's going to stick out like a sore thumb, which is what I said in the video that I'm doing for this. So it's not very discreet, and it's about 4.7 kilos. And the other problem is with it, and this is the downside with it, is the fact that because the fly sheet, all this, when it rains, which it has today, the mechanism inside and the fly are all part of one. So the idea I've got at the moment is at the ends, these ropes that you pull through, like an upside down, get a couple of carabiners and then put them on the washing line, holding it by its tube. So I'm going to give that a go. Get a good sleeping mat with a good R rating. I've got an X-Ped Dura. It's amazing and it's wide. X-Ped, okay, I'm going to have to look into that, definitely. Because the Thermarest, they do sound like a crisp packet. So yeah, but it needs to be nice and thick because I'm, 16.5 stone, 107 kilos, roundabout. Literally roundabout the belly. And I sleep on the side. So I like a nice thick pad. I did like the Trekology A-Luft 140, is it? That was nice, but the trouble is it just kept letting me down too many times, and it didn't have an R rating. No, but I was at work on Friday, and one of the lads there, a lovely lad called Tyler, I got about 16 layers on. He goes, "Are you cold, Paul?" I goes, I really can't stand the cold. I really can't. So I need to get some proper bedding in. But in that Van Gogh Banshee, I think if you watched the video, I don't know if you watched the video, I literally woke up with half a sleeping bag over my head, and that was because I forgot my hat, being follically challenged. Yeah. I kind of cut that one a bit short, really. But tent dried in a couple of days. It's quite a nice evening, really. So, what time is it? Quarter past. So yeah, sadly no live feed next week. I just want a break. I need to get away from. I'm looking at a computer screen 10 hours a day. So yeah, the Quechua 2 seconds easy. It's a really good tent. Not exactly perfect, but they also do a 3-person version as well. And for this tent here, they also do an optional canopy, which is I believe at the moment £69.99, and that's certainly something I'm looking at getting in the past. I think it must be nearly nesting season because yeah, all the birds are doing the rounds. So yeah, the Quechua 2 seconds. I do like the Quechua tents. I think they're very up to date, sort of. They're very innovative. Right. Some people think they're a bit gimmicky. I did have one or two people say, terrible, terrible tent. It's no good." But it's done me all right. Mm. Yeah, I've got one video coming out on Saturday. That'll be the one I'm filming, and then the next week there won't be any video. Need to give my hard drive a bit of a rest. All this 4K footage. The MT500 looks decent. That's the pad? I take it, Michael. Yeah. I, Towards the end of the year, I'll be out shopping quite a bit for new gear. It was I had a video out about the OEX Fox 1 V2, and somebody said that it got up to now £100. I bought it for £50 the end of last year, so I always buy a lot of my camping gear towards the end of the year after the season, because right now people are going to be bumping up the prices, and then you're going to be paying an exorbitant amount for something that you can get a little bit cheaper if you think a little bit ahead. People think I'm mad buying all my tents in November and December, but actually I've saved myself a pretty fortune in the end. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, MT5. Yeah. The thing, everything's. Yeah, you're right there, Gillian. Everything's got so expensive now. Yes, dude, the car passed its MOT, but I found out the driver's side headlight bulb was out the night before. I actually reversed into the driveway the night before. And as I was going out, I thought, that looks a bit odd. So I put a 477 bulb in because I used to work for Halfords years ago. So I know how to fit a bulb. Put one of them in, add MOT, passed, job done. I can fit a car bulb. I used to build push bikes as well. That's a long time ago. Back when I used to have hair and a waistline. No. Yeah, yeah. Go shopping. Think ahead and have a look at tent prices in November and December. You'll be surprised. I say right now everybody is gearing up for camping. Everybody's sort of going out and buying tents, and everything's going to be inflated and put up. I mean, the prices at the moment of everything is bad enough already. Yeah, isn't it like a tenner or something still? I used to film for free back then. I mean, I left there. I left Halfords in 2000, so 23 years ago. But I used to film for nothing. Now I think they charge a tenner. Funny though, because my local branch, they say I got to go and get. I need a 477 ball. Go and get one. Do you want it fitted? No. Wiper blades. I love doing what the wiper blades because people think they're so bad, but they're not. They're ever so easy. I used to have the Apollo Chaos bike. I used to build them. They were £99.99. You want to get half a bike now for 99.99. Oh, that's going back years. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now I do a completely different style of job altogether. Yeah, I think of YouTube in a way as kind of like a fun job in a way. More money to spend on camping gear now. I wish. Do you know what? I just paid off my GoPro today. I had it on sort of buy now, pay later. The GoPro here and now. When I went kayaking in May last year, and I went, oh damn! I need to film it. I need to go. I need a waterproof camera. I haven't got one, so I did it silly on buy now, pay later, and I paid that off today, and that was £500 just went out in one go. So that's now paid. So I don't pay any silly interest. It's doing a time lapse right now over there, which will have no music because I'm not paying £16 a month for that. That's ridiculous. I couldn't believe that when I saw that. I'm moaning, aren't I? I'm sorry. I really am sorry. Wingy old git in the garden. Oh dear, it's good to be out there. I can only seem to sleep properly in a tent lately. And also as well, I've had to. The one thing I did buy today was a humidifier because I've got a bit of eczema, dry skin, and apparently a humidifier is great for that. So when I'm sleeping outdoors, I actually feel better. So I'll give it a go. Spy. I was going to do this from inside the tent tonight, but there isn't that much room in there. But you will get two people sitting, laying side by side around here. Oh, I know exactly what you mean. The sound of rain hitting the tent sends me to sleep like a baby. I love the sound of rain. In fact, sometimes I think it can put me into almost too deep sleep. You know when they say, "Oh, I slept too lightly last night," or "I slept too deeply." I think that was when I woke up last week. Oh, jeez, I felt so tired. Rubens, yeah, for 130 quid. Do you know, there's a good place up in the Lake District in Keswick. What alcohol stove do you want to buy, mate? It was just oh, it was a nondescript one. It was like oh, I can't think of the name. Tangier rip-off clone thing. It was like 13.99 on Amazon. I forget the name of it now. I would use my phone, but I'm using my phone for this. But yeah, um, I was looking at them, but I don't know if I like the idea of an alcohol stove. Although, you see, yeah, I know I have to think about it. But definitely for winter, I think it's probably a better idea because gas stoves, they seem to get a ice build up in the gas canister, and then they don't work. So then you have to shake them, and all of a sudden the flame goes. But I can't really describe it. I think it was called green something, but it was like £14 on Amazon. I thought actually that's not bad. Then I looked on eBay and yeah, we'll see. I say next month I'll be sort of finding my feet. I want to give my car an oil change, but other than that, um, I'm free. Haven't got this. Haven't got this thing over my head now. Got me MOT due. Got me MOT due. It could possibly cost me a lot of money. And then when they say it's past, like oh dear. So yeah, it's all good. We're getting there. We're getting there. But doggy's the next thing. I need to get a dog. Get that sorted. That's the next thing. I should just buy the original one and not a copycat. There, not. Yeah, I've heard people say that as well. I know Paul Mesner. He's got a collection of stoves, and he likes his alcohol ones and um, oh, daily outdoors as well. I watch a lot of his as well. He's a good. He seems like a good chap. I like a lot of his videos. Try not to watch too many because you don't want a copycat, and it's easy to do. But yeah, buy a cheap dog. We used to do that years ago with trainers. I used to. I've had a pair of Nikes that have lasted me 4 years. Admittedly, I don't use them when the weather's bad. Yeah. I used to buy cheap trainers as a kid, and literally you get them through them like a pair every other week. Yeah. Um, Trangia. Yeah, that colour. You have to excuse me. I am really tired tonight. I am working nights, and then you get to the weekend. It's like, yeah, okay, now I'm going to sleep during the night rather than the day. It blows my mind. I was talking to a lady about it the other day at a dog's kennel. She was like, "Where do you work?" And I told her. She's, what sort of thing do you do? And I told her, "Work nights." Yeah. How do you do that? I says, sometimes with great difficulty. It's not for everybody. Yeah. I'm not back at work till Tuesday at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I did my choo-choo train. Yeah. Uh, I want to go. I want to go to a couple of campsites. Pro Plus. I used to work nights. Yeah. Pro Plus. Well, I've used them for donkey's years. I get to work. I have a 20 pence cup of coffee, and then just get into it. But I've been doing it 19 years now. I've worked. I started working for the company that I now work for since when was it? The 29th of March 2004. Yeah. I wanted to change from retail. No. Yeah. I'm not going to give the company name away for obvious reasons. I don't want to give too many details away, but it's all right. I like it. Some of the people there are really good, and the job's a challenge, but I like it. But it needs to pay more. That's the only problem. Uh, yeah, yeah. I need like 10,000 tents, about 10 dogs, and I'll be happy. And a bed that's like warm with a good R rating. Um, that'd be nice. Nothing worse than being cold in bed and can't sleep. Yeah, you know, I do believe it's starting to brighten up, even though it's getting dark. Uh, so, did anybody watch the Jet Boil video? If so, did you enjoy it? Was it all right? Was it? Mm, it's going down a treat, Gillian. It's probably about 40% left. It's mainly beer. When the fridge, I was like, "What? I've only got one left." But I did have one out here earlier when I was kind of sunbathing. There we go. Memorable purchase you've ever made and still think about it to this day. Camping related. Ooh, that's a tricky one. Oh, cheers, HW. Uh, yeah, that was a thought. That video was from a pub. I was in the pub going, yeah, that's a good idea. Well, that's a good idea. We'll do that. We'll pretend like we're doing a review from 3 years ago and put a wig on. Um, most memorable purchase. Oh, that's a tricky one. Oh, you've really got me there. Oh, that's a tough one. That. Do you know? I'm gonna say in my Quechua Air Seconds 4.110, and the reason why is because the world was going to absolute pants with the pandemic, and for me, I bought that in about April or May 2020, and it was just clinging on to a little bit of normality, even though I couldn't go anywhere and we didn't know what was going to happen with the world. But that kind of sticks out quite well. Um, as I said the other week about this chair that I'm sitting on, the Trekology Years Ago folding camp chair, that's a good purchase. That sticks out. I like that. But um, yeah, it's I also had my Coleman Festival Blackout 4 tent, which I purchased on like 2 days after Christmas. That was good. Could you risk get two adults and two kids? Yeah, yeah. Cheers, mate. Yeah, no, you can ask me any question you like, really. There's some things I can't really answer. The Quechua Air Seconds 4.1 stew. Personally, I'd go a little bit bigger. Really, really. I went in 2020 when we could. Uh, Tom and Chloe. Hi, Tom. Tom, how are you? Are you all right? Um, oh, yeah, because you've got to think where you're going to put your food and your clothes and that. You're going to be staying there for a little while, I'd imagine. Personally, I'd go for the five-person one, the 5.1. I think the Quechua 4.1. Yeah, I'm fine, thanks, mate. It's been a busy few days, but getting there. Spent a lot of money, and not on nice things either. Yeah, just mate. When it comes to the tents of that sort of size, I would go a little bit bigger than what you're thinking, because otherwise, what you're going to be doing is you're going to have a bag of your clothes in the car, you're going to have your food in your car, and you're going to be traipsing backwards and forwards. And realistically, what you want is a little bit more room for a duration. I went away last year in the. Hi, mate. Bought the three-person version of the tent. No. Oh, brilliant, Gladstone. Uh, yeah, car passed its MOT just by the skin of its teeth. Um, yeah, the three-person of this looks brilliant. I was thinking about that as another purchase, but I've got a purchase list as long as my arm. I look at how much stuff I want. I'm going, really? I need a magic winning lottery ticket. All the stuff I could buy, and then I need another house to put it in. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. They also do a canopy for this as well. I don't know if anybody's seen that. It's on Decathlon's website. £69.99. Looks rather nice. Got to admit, the only problem with this is when you're looking out. When it say it's pouring down with rain, and you want to open to see what the weather's like. Literally, this canopy thing here offers no protection, so the rain goes straight in your tent. So yeah, a vestibule for this would be nice. But what I like about this, if you're going to be going for a long, long drive, and I mentioned this in the video which will be coming out for this video, is the fact if you're going to be going for like a 200-300 mile drive, when you get to your campsite, you're going to be tired and you're just going to want to throw a tent up as quickly as possible, especially if you're going to be staying for one night. And with this is what I did when I went to Windermere. I left here at midnight, got there for about 6 o'clock in the morning, did some photographs, went round Keswick for a bit, went round the Lake District, and then by the time I got to my campsite, fighting the urges can be hard sometimes. It's mad how we just fight to. Would I create my own camping gear brand? Probably not. Probably not. The thing is, I like things to be just the way I want things to be right. If you've ever seen the logo, and just have a look back on the last few videos, how much the logo has changed. I'd never get out of the design process. I really wouldn't. I'm in Photoshop. Literally, I'm not changing it again this year. I've made a line. I said I'm not changing it again this year. But um, yeah, I I literally changed the logo every 3 weeks at one point just because I'm so picky. I did like the way it was earlier in the year, but it just wasn't doing it right. It wasn't clear enough. It wasn't bold enough. And when you're looking at something so tiny on a little phone screen, yeah, you got to think about all these things. It's hard. It's not easy. Uh, technology with me, I'm starting to get to the point where I'm getting too old. I enabled something called super chats on here. I've got no clue what it is. Not a Scooby Doo. I don't know what it is. No. I'll have to YouTube it and find out. I love YouTube because I can find stuff out. I nearly swore though. Where did I get the jump up? Place in Keswick is closed down. Have you got a paper? No, no, no. The Lake District. It's. I think I got it from. Yeah, it was a shop in Keswick that's now they sell fruit and that. I think now. Would you ever go? Yeah, I'll try and it once, Michael. Yeah. Paper on your waist, mate. Cheeky. Cheeky. It's nice though. Yeah, the Lake District. I was looking. I keep wearing the same top, the blue one. I've got about three of them, and I keep wearing the same one over and over again. I've got to find something that looks a little bit different. You think I'm just wearing the same one in that every time with my little square microphone thing. Yeah. Oops, excuse me. Don't like the match. Uh, yeah, I certainly need to update some camping gear, but see, there's something in photography terms called gear acquisition syndrome, where people think, oh, I need to buy a load of gear to make my life better. In actual fact, sometimes you can just get away with what you've got already, and you can save the money. Like that Jetboil Minimo that I reviewed. It's a good stove. It's very good at what it does, but it's also very expensive at 133, £140. Now, there's a lot of people out there that can't afford that sort of thing. And really, I mean, do you need to boil half a litre of water in 2 minutes, realistically? And the chances are that most people won't. So why spend that sort of money? Put that money towards something like going camping or, going somewhere. Life's about the adventures, not the kit that you get. But for me, personally, with the amount of tents that I've got, I feel that the one thing that's letting me down is my sleep system because I get cold. And if you're going to get cold, you're not going to sleep very well. Then the next day, you're going to be a bit groggy and a bit. Bleh. You couldn't live without. What's the. That's a tricky one, Tom. You love throwing tricky questions my way tonight, you lot. I enjoy it, but I wouldn't say I couldn't live without because I think that's a bit OTT. I mean, um, yeah, you're laughing, aren't you? Oh God, oh, really tricky questions tonight. I could be on mastermind. It'd be a lot easier than this. Oh, beer. I've only got one beer, Carlin. It's down to about 35% now. Oh, Tom. If anybody's got any really, 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 really hard questions, then please keep them to yourselves. Oh no, God. Oh, thanks for the heads up. We'll look into that. We've got to think of the weight. Let's go now. Yeah, I've been down to Glastonbury, but not for the festival. Used to go down to Somerset a lot. Tom, you've really stumped me, man. You really have stumped me. Um, there isn't a piece of equipment that I couldn't live without, but there's pieces of equipment that I like more than others. And at the moment, I would say that possibly my nature hike, and I know it's not going to be a popular choice, a Palace 3 is probably my most treasured item at the minute. And the reason is because that can do wild camping and campsite camping. You got plenty of room in there if you're going to be going away for several days. I've said this before in the video, and it wouldn't look out of place going wild camping either. And it's not much bigger pack size than the Cloud Peak 2. I like Cloud Peak 2, but the Palace 3 just has the edge for me. So I could live without it, uh, but I like it. I really like it. Oh, you've got me again, ain't you? This is. Are you lot ganging up on me? You really are, aren't you? Oh God. My biggest camping mistake is probably two smaller tents. Two smaller tents. I think probably the OX. Um, yeah, you're laughing as well, aren't you? I knew you're ganging up on me. Oh, you can just see like the brain doing the overtime. Let's get Paul drunk and then let's go and ask him a load of questions, shall we? Yeah, let's do that. Oh, yeah, the OEX Fox 1 V2. I keep going for too small. I think we're butchers. I, I think you've got it in for me tonight, which I like. I don't. I like. The OEX Fox 1 V2. I try and go small. The Vango Banshee 200 for me is a little bit too small, and I I see something. This is my most common mistake. I see something and I can't get it out of my head, and I'm going, that could work, and I know deep down it won't, but I can't get it out of my head, and I have to go and buy it, and then I get it and I go, well, that was a daft thing to buy, weren't it? You know, you just yeah. So that's my biggest mistake. The fact that I keep trying to go small and it just doesn't suit me. That's what I say. There's no such thing as a perfect tent, and I can't recommend a single tent to a single person because only you know what works for you and what has worked for you in the past. And I'm different from you and everybody. You know, I'm sure what Michael likes is probably different from what Gillian likes, and what Gillian and Michael likes is probably different from what I like, and yeah, and everybody's different. And some of us have got large families. Stu's talking about taking his 2 kids and 2 adults. So you know, um, realistically, most of the time it's just me. So all by myself. I'm glad I do HW. I really do. I don't mind taking the Mickey out of myself a little bit. I don't mind. I I'm no different to anybody else. I've got a camera. I've got my GoPro Hero 9 doing a time lapse over there, and I make videos, and I like the challenge. But I'm no different from anybody else. Michael has a tent addiction. Oh, come on, tell us about it, Michael. How many tents do you have? Go on, tell us. If it's more than me, I won't be happy. You know that. I hope you're beginning to see a little bit more humour in my videos lately, because I'm trying to do that. I was going to do a little bit more humour for this one, but I was too tired this morning. I know how to make it this morning, and I was like, oh, I just can't be doing with it. That's why I'm taking a rest next week. But I'll be back the week after. You can bet your bottom dollar, or your last pound, or your euro, or whichever part of the world you're from. Oh dear. You do, Gillian. I'm glad. I'm glad. It was a bit weird making it with that wig on last for the Jet Boy one. The umbrella again. Ah, did you like 15, Michael? Michael, I'm sorry, we cannot be friends because I only have 10 tents. Thank you. 15. Wow, that's a lot. No, Michael, you're right. Please stay. Wow, that's a lot. 15. I could have had 11, but I did sell one to a friend that said that his daughter was desperate for a tent that I had. For HW bivvy. How on earth do you manage it in a bivvy? I cannot. I find claustrophobic. I get claustrophobic in a Van Gogh Banshee 200. Oh, only have 3. So Stu's after a new tent, but he wants a big family tent. Can anyone recommend a large family tent like the Quechua Air Seconds 4.1, but maybe a little bit bigger? Help him out. I do want the Quechua 5.1, but it won't fit on my lawn. And how many videos do I do on my lawn? Too many. I know, I know, I know, but it's got to fit on the lawn. Literally, it's about 6 inches out, and 6 inches is a lot in my book. Don't say anything. Just with me for emergency in the mountains. Am I right? You live near the Alps or something like that? I'm sure that was you last week. I can't remember. My memory's terrible. You should get some more free stuff off Decathlon with how much you promote their gear. Maybe one day, but I don't. I'm not there to promote their gear. I like what I see, and if I like it and it suits me, I'll Austria. That looks like a beautiful part of the world, HW. Really. I mean, yeah, I live in a part of the world that's kind of, yeah, there's not much going on here. To get to anywhere scenic, I have to drive 150 odd miles. Um, I love mountains. I need to come to Austria, don't I? Yeah, yeah, passport first. Uh, Lee, not a bad thing. It's great, brilliant. Beautiful. I've been to York, yeah. I had a girlfriend up there for a while. Oh, I missed that. I missed that. I missed that. What was that? Somebody. Hold on. Let me see if I can do this. I didn't see that. When's the next Wild Camp, Lee? I was going to be doing the Peak District for my birthday, end of May. But that's just not going to happen now. So as soon as I can, really. But I want to take possibly. I was going to go on the end of May bank holiday. Um, I was going to take my nature hike, Cloud Peak 2, for that. But it's, I don't think that's going to happen now. It's just circumstances at the minute. Right. Yeah, I definitely want to go on another wild camp, but I don't want to use a kayak or a paddleboard. That's got to be the thing. I've got to go hiking for at least 5 miles. That's the thing. Yeah, yeah. I would like to go. Thing is, though, in summer you've got to be a little bit more careful because obviously it's going to be a lot busier, a lot more people out and about, and yeah, I'd rather go when it's a little bit cooler. Whoa! I didn't realise there was a pigeon there. Thought he had a little accident, man. Recently purchased Quechua 4XL person. You're welcome. You're welcome. The 4XL, yeah. They're good tents. They are good tents. You see, what I like about the Quechua Air 4-person tent, it's a tent you can easily put up on your own. Pardon me. Pardon me. Yeah. I didn't know it was a pigeon there. When it took off, I about. The Quechua Air Seconds 4.1, the reason why I wanted that is because I wanted a little bit of luxury so that if I was putting jeans on, say, I didn't want to like be crouching down. I wanted to be able to stand up to put them on. And so with the Quechua Air Seconds 4.1, it means I can stand up and put them on. That was the whole reason for that tent. Whereas you get these pole tents, you've got to thread them through and then you've got to kind of support them from underneath. And if there's only you travelling, that's a little bit tricky to support from underneath and thread the pole in. So, yeah, that's why I like that tent. The only problem is drying it. It's over 15 kilos, and if it's been raining, uh, they're hard to dry. But you put them on the lawn for a few days. Oh, my GoPro's just said no. Yeah, GoPro's just finished its time lapse. So yeah, I do like that Quechua Air Seconds 4.1. Thing is though, is it the fresh and black version, or do you need a fresh and black version? So I like the fresh and black because when I go to campsites, if it's somewhere really picturesque, Decathlon give you a good guarantee. Yeah, they do. I've never had a problem with their stuff before. Clinton, I'm just trying to recently purchased. Yeah, the fresh and black. Yeah, I do like that. See, for me, again, the reason for the fresh and black is I used to go out early, which means I can have a lay-in. Yeah, definitely. I used to go out taking photographs at like I literally park my car outside the campsite and then get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, go to my car, go to somewhere really scenic, get there for sunrise in the summer, and take photographs, and then come back in the afternoon, and then the sun would be out, really, really hot, and then I literally want an afternoon nap. So the fresh and black feature for me is like for a campsite, a lovely feature. Yeah. I've not drunk much beer. It's all these really tricky questions you lot keep giving to me. It's put me off my beer, you see. Oh, I don't know what you like, eh? But I love the company. These pigeons are circling me. They're trying to get it on. I think they're dating. So, yeah. Anybody got any recommendations for wild camping? Please let me know. I know, mate. I know. It's my last beer. My last beer. And then I'm not drinking for another couple of weeks. No, but I'm on a save. Need to get some camping gear just to be able to review it. Things might get noisy in a minute. My neighbours have just turned up. I can hear them slamming the car doors. Um, yeah, I was going to go. I had it all planned out where I was going to go for my. Why? They're just noisy. They just got no respect for anybody else. You can hear them, like, yeah, they just don't care. Funny actually, because what he said about them, the better. We don't get on with them during lockdown. Yeah, yeah, they're not very. They just they're like in their 30s and yeah, just not my kind of people. I treat people how I want to be treated back, and no, you're all right, mate. Thanks. Alcohol stove or something. They need to turn up my neighbours. Because I ran out and I couldn't be bothered to go across to the shop and pick some up, so there was only one left. I drank most of them last week, and I've got to finish this at 8 o'clock because Channel 4 F1. So I want to watch that sprint race or something. So yeah, I've got to finish in another 7 minutes. So yeah, I've only got one beer. Yeah, trouble is though, it just goes through me, and like last week I had 3 or 4 of these. Got in the Van Gogh Banshee, got into bed, zipped it up. Literally 5 minutes later, oh, I need to go to the toilet again. My blood, I swear I've got a bladder the size of a walnut. It's really tiny. The bladder, I mean, the bladder. Yeah, yeah. It was like the Trevi Fountain. Too much. Yeah, damn right. Yeah, like a racehorse. That's what I say. I like a little bit of comfort when it comes to my tents, and I do like a tent that I can actually stand. Well, I can kneel up in and let nature take its course. Sorry if that's too much. Hi, Wolfgang. You all right? Fred Shed. Hello. It is though, isn't it? Come on, fellas. Let's be honest. There's nothing worse than having to get out of the tent for a wee when you know you can get on your knees and find a suitable thing to, yeah. Sorry, ladies. Yeah. Uh, I'll get a dislike for that. Yeah, it's. I did say about the OEX Fox, but what's the worst experience you've ever had in campsite? Yeah, even worse in winter. The worst one was I'm not going to name the campsite, but the worst experience when I'm camping, I go 5 times drinking, and you go less. I can't do wine, mate. I like ginger wine though, Stone's ginger wine. Um, Worst camping experience was when I decided to leave a campsite early, and I was still booked on the pitch, and I just got to the point where I'd had enough, and everywhere was getting busy. It was a bank holiday, and I started pitching down, and then there was other pitches available, and I literally got everything in the car. There was just me and Buster, and literally there were people going on my pitch that I'd vacated like 3 days early, before I'd even left the site, and was still packing the car. They were getting their tent on it, and I thought that's a bit. When there was other pitches available, I thought that was a bit not very nice. So that's my worst experience, and that was a birthday weekend, and yeah, I wasn't impressed with the campsite then. I understand that they were getting busier, but there was other pitches available, and you could at least waited until I was off the site and gone. It was clear that I was going, but yeah, that kind of had a bad taste in my mouth for 200 miles on the way home. Time me on now. Sadly, folks, 8 o'clock's my limit. Yeah, it was, and it was Buster and mine. Is that Razor? Sorry, it's very hard to read. Razor. That was the only trip that Buster and I did camping together, and it was a good week. But that just kind of marred the end of it, and I did actually complain about it. I said, look, there was other pitches available. There was plenty of other pitches available. I wasn't even off the site. It's a bit underhand, but I won't name the campsite. All right, Fred Shed. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks. I'll be back here live in a couple of weeks. Taking next week off. I need to let the lawn repair a little bit, and I need to recharge batteries and try sleeping in a bed for a change. All right, Stu, take care, mate. I'm only going to be online for another couple of minutes. Yeah. I've got to drink the rest of this, haven't I? Oh, yeah. Next Saturday, the video for this will be out. I'll do it early in the morning, and then the week after there won't be a video or a live. But after that, I'll be back to one live video and one camp. It'll probably be in the garden. It might be in the garden. HW, yeah, you take care, mate. Have a lovely week. A couple of weeks. If you have a piece of equipment you could buy, it was built to last forever, what would it be? One piece of. All right, Lee. Take care, mate. Thank you. One piece of, I don't know. I don't know. If you have one piece of equipment could buy that could last forever, what would it be? I wouldn't say equipment, mate, but if I could make a dog, if I could have a dog that lived forever, then I'd have that. That's They don't live long enough. But camping equipment. Oh, I've got hiccups now. Pardon me. Camping equipment. Oh, these really are questions. I think the quest for the perfect tent, realistically, the perfect tent, the one that fits all bills and all sorts of camping. That'd be nice. But yeah, I would literally cut off my right arm to have my little boy back, and I know that's not a possibility, but yeah, there we go. I miss him, and I think about him every day, but I can't bring him back. But I can give a home to another one, hopefully sooner rather than later, because after 15 weeks of looking for a dog and spending 10 hours a day looking for one on a computer, it's getting a little bit tiresome, and I don't want to be camping in this garden. I don't want to make 110 videos and that shed's in the background. I don't want that. I want to be out there, but until I get that dog, and it's not just me, it's my entire family, we all want one, and I've got all the details already. So I apologise sincerely the fact that these videos are based in my garden, and that shed and whatever is a prominent feature, because I would dearly love to be out camping, but life this year has thrown a spanner in the works, and until we get the dog and then we get it settled in, my priority is here. Yeah, we're going to adopt, mate. I've been up to the dog shows today. Got talking to them for a while. No, Razor. I don't want to see 100 videos of me in my garden. It feels like something a child would do. And I know I brought this down a bit, but I don't want 100 videos of me in my garden. I want to be out going exploring. Life's for living. And last year, when I did my first wild camp for May, for my birthday, I was truly living. I was exploring my limits and pushing them. And I loved every single second of it. And that May trip last year, thanks, Julian. I do appreciate all of you. I really do. And people subscribing and that. And I've had my first paycheck from YouTube. In fact, yesterday it was. It's not exactly massive, but I'll spend every single penny on new camping gear so that I can make more videos and more content. And I enjoy it. I love it. I really do. And I do love these live videos where I'm talking to you all and learning about your lives and what you're after. But for me, I feel like I'm not doing my part where, oh God, it's Paul again in his garden. And yeah, I will get there. But as I say, right now, we need a dog. And the house is like bricks and mortar. It just feels empty. And whilst we can't bring Buster back, and God, I miss that little boy. I really do. I used to sneeze in the house and he'd come running. Buy me a coffee. I did have a buy me a coffee, but oh, I've got to read that again. I have got to get off in a minute. Yeah, it's YouTube. It's people think the fact that when you get monetized, the fact that it's going to be a ton load of money, and if you are in a mainstream thing like I suppose a channel that does video games and that and caters to a market which is predominantly online, I don't know, maybe that's whatever. But I'm not here to make money necessarily. It helps, but yeah, I'm no millionaire. Put it that way. Put it this way: it's between £50 and £100. So yeah, I'm gonna have to shoot off, folks. It's 5 past. I've stayed past, but sorry to end on a bit of a sour note, but I do want to be honest with you all. I think you're all absolutely wonderful, and I love talking to you. And sadly, it's going to be a couple of weeks before we do this again. So it'll be 7 o'clock on Saturday, but not next week. The weekend after. It's coronation next week. Yeah, thanks, Razor. Thanks for all your questions. Even if you did get the old grey matter going, I do appreciate them, and I do love having all your company. But I've got to go in and watch the F1 now. So yeah, and you too, Gillian. Hope your hangover's not too bad. And yeah, video out next Saturday for this one, and then next weekend no live. And all right, I'm gonna go. Otherwise, I'm gonna miss probably Max Verstappen winning another race. Take care, folks.